All right, welcome on in, everyone, into the post-Turkey Day NYMB Podcast Edition. Your host, Kevin Hurt, Brian Gerard. What's going on, B?
Ooh, happy post-Thanksgiving, Hurt.
Yep, same to you and yours.
Did you have a whole lot of turkey? And
oh yeah, I made a 20-pound turkey, which came out outstanding. And it knocked me out.
Yo, I slept so hard, yo.
Yeah.
Night, man. Good Lord.
Do you eat now? Do you eat early or late?
Normally eat around. Start eating around like 4 or 5, and just eat until whenever. You know what I mean?
What time we started? Like around 4 or 5 o'clock. Back in the day, I used to start around like 2.
Okay.
Like when the first football game was on.
Right.
Yeah, and then go from there. But I didn't even watch either game. Did you watch any of the games this week?
I watched 2 seconds of the Cowboys game, and I watched maybe 15 to 20 minutes of the maybe I watched 15 to 20 minutes, because it's about maybe the first quarter and a little bit of the second quarter of the Lions game. But I only only had one reason for watching that. I just wanted to see how that's one of my favorite players playing, so I just wanted to see how bad he was going to be. And guess what? He didn't disappoint. So
yeah, it was a tough day all around, and it turned out being a tough weekend for that whole organization.
Man, you shot me that text because I had no idea. Pat Patricia.
You said Pat Patricia?
I mean, Matt Patricia. Peace out, dude.
Now you renaming people, dog.
I know. And the GM, I don't know his name. Guess what?
Quinn.
He's gone too. And oh boy, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that.
Well, let me just clarify, people. We're not happy about people losing jobs here at the NYMD podcast.
No, I'm happy.
We're just upset that the premise of who he replaced, how it happened, and what was said about the replacing of someone who gave the Lions actually their best ever record during a 4 or 5 year span.
No, you can speak for yourself. No, I'm happy about him losing the job.
Okay.
You can speak for yourself. No, I'm happy about both of them losing the jobs, because Matt Patricia's a fraud, and the GM, like I said, I don't even know his name. Did what they did to Jim. I will never get over what they did to Jim Caldwell. How they treated him was wrong. Like I said, and I will say this again: one of the best 4-year stretches in the history of that franchise. And you're gonna fire that guy after? And he just came off a winning season. If memory serves me correct, he still just come off a winning season. So nah, man, I don't like that franchise. That GM had it coming. That coach had it coming. And guess what? Soon that quarterback's going to have it coming too.
Hey, well, listen, let's leave him out of it.
No, I'm not leaving him out of it, because Matt, he's a fraud too.
No, but he didn't have anything. It's not like he said
anything. He didn't have anything to do with him. I don't like Matt Stafford. He's a poser. He's a fraud. He gets way too much hype and way too much credit for doing absolutely nothing. His numbers are empty numbers. His winning percentage against good teams is horrendous. He's a fraud too. I just don't like that franchise. But you know what? Now that Patricia's gone, and now that the GM's gone, yeah. Maybe I can, depending on what moves they make, I might change my feelings. But anyway, we don't have to harp on that.
Yeah. No, wow.
That's what pisses me off. Me.
I know. Listen,
what they did to Jim Caldwell was wrong, yo. It was wrong. And I won't get over that, man.
Yeah. No, I got you. And also what was said by Matt Patricia coming in, like he had some kind of
right.
big place to come in and clean up.
Man, go ahead somewhere.
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's right. But dude, on a Saturday,
hey,
like the game was Thursday.
Yeah, the game was Thursday, so
yeah. So I was like, wow. I mean,
yeah, it's not.
First, you know how your brain works.
Yeah.
So at first I thought, man, they fired on Saturday and they got a game tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was my first thought. I was like, man, you got fired and you got a game. I was like, wait, no, they played already. So no, yeah.
So do we know who the interim coach is or anything?
Not one bit. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I was just still kind of shocked that it just happened.
Yeah.
This early. Like, I'm not saying that I didn't think it was going to happen. The trajectory of the team and everything that was going on, I expected it to happen. I could check real quick, but it's just Bob Quinn. Yeah, Bob Quinn.
So I just want to let you know there actually was widespread fraud in Detroit, and they've now solved that problem.
Darrell Bevel will be the interim head coach.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
So there's actually widespread fraud.
Yeah, that's the only widespread fraud that there was in Detroit.
It only happened at Ford Field, and not for voting, but the play of the team and the leadership that was there.
Right.
It's too funny.
So
sure, man. You know what? You're right. You're 100% right on that one. Fraud was in Detroit, but it happened to be the two guys who got fired.
Right.
And Matthew Stafford's empty calorie stats, as you call them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a shocker. Another thing that was a shocker was I didn't know if I was going to have a quarterback this week, and I don't. So I had to go get one because half your team has COVID.
This is ridiculous, man.
Dude, I was, it started off, how it starts off like two people. Yeah. So it was like two people was your backfield.
Yeah.
Both starting running backs. Then from there on, it just kept multiplying.
Well, the Ravens had to discipline a staff member, Steve Saunders, who's the strength and conditioning coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So apparently he's the reason why this thing even spread. Apparently he had symptoms and telling anybody. He was walking around with masks. And of course, you're going to be around a lot of players if you're the strength and conditioning guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he's been disciplined, but this is pretty much a preemptive strike because the Ravens are going to be fined heavily by the league, and they're going to wind up losing a draft pick. This just sucks. And the Ravens have been really good. And I'm not saying this just because this is my team, but the Ravens have been really good about this. They've talked about the lengths that they've gone through to really avoid this from happening. And just to know that somebody didn't comply. It wasn't even a player, you know what I mean? And his spread, this has been by far the worst outbreak for any team. The Ravens currently have, I believe they're up to 20 players now who are on the COVID list, and a lot of them are frontline starting players. I don't know how they're going to play on Tuesday. The Ravens currently have 30 players that are unable to play due to either COVID or injuries right now. Let me see, 30 players. How many people on the roster hurt? 52?
Yep.
52 on the active roster. 30 is more than half of 52.
Are any of them going to be cleared? I know Lamar's not going to be cleared. First of all, let's just say the game was supposed to happen Thursday night. So then they moved it from Thursday night due to, the infections.
Right.
And they moved it to Sunday. Due to the multiplication of infections that happened during the week, they moved it to Tuesday.
Right. Oh, and by the way, for all you Steelers fans out there and all you Steelers players getting down on the league and criticizing the Ravens, just go home. Just stay home. You should have just stayed home, ate your Thanksgiving dinner. Nobody needs your commentary, Juju. Okay? Nobody needs your commentary.
What did you do? Wait, I must have missed it.
Everybody's all upset. The Ravens, they can't get their act together. They, the shame on them. Or the NFL for moving the game is horrific and all this stuff. Yeah, but then what happened to y'all's team? Now y'all got some. And then and they had 3 positive tests, we found out yesterday James Conner is now he's on the COVID list, and there fewer more players are going to be on the list. So shut up. And if they had played the game Thursday, y'all would have got infected even more. So just chill. This season is a weird season. I mean, it sucks. Look, I totally blame the Ravens for this. Okay, you're okay.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's their fault. It's totally their fault. The league is pissed. Think about that revenue they lost. Thanksgiving night football. I meant to see what programming they had on instead. But yeah, they lost revenue right there. So yeah, the NFL is pissed. I know Harbaugh is. I know he's pissed. It just sucks. It sucks all the way around. But this is a crazy year. Okay, it's just a crazy year. We knew this was going to happen. These teams are not in a bubble. They're not in a bubble. This wasn't going to be like the the NBA. We knew there were going to be some teams that this was going to affect. It just turns out it affected my team more, and I still don't know how the heck they're going to play, man.
I don't know either. I know, the Saints were just fine, and they lost a draft pick.
Yeah.
No max. That currently just happened, I think yesterday.
The Raiders, weren't they fined as well?
Yeah, they were fined also, and so they're going after everybody.
Yeah, were the Titans ever fined? The Titans.
I don't believe so. Not yet. I think they were warned, but they weren't fined as of yet.
Yeah. See, now the Raiders and the Saints, I know like their coaches just weren't complying with the rules.
Yeah. With
the Ravens, they're still going to get fined and get a draft pick taken away, but. This is a case where one person's kind of screwed up you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's so many people.
It just sucks, man. You know the old expression, one spoiled apple.
Yeah.
I mean, rotten apple spoils the bunch. This is exactly what happened, man. And it's just
and in Denver, they have no available QBs.
Yeah, they're talking about Jerry Jeudy might have to play quarterback or something like that.
All their QBs are on the COVID list.
It's crazy.
So
man.
Drew Lock, Brett Rippon, and Blake Bortles. Well, Blake Bortles shouldn't be on anybody's list, but whatever.
Right.
To be high risk COVID-19 close contacts, and none of the three can be in uniform for Sunday's game.
This is crazy.
The
NFL's gonna have to do something, man. I don't know what they should do. I haven't thought about.
What can you do?
Look, there are things you can do. I mean. Like I said, I haven't thought about it.
Yeah. Should that game even be played? They have no quarterback.
No, hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Like
without a quarterback.
Like that game wasn't even moved. How are you not going to move a game and the team doesn't have any of their three starting quarterbacks?
They're just going to hand off the ball to Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay the whole game? Like,
I'm talking about killing fantasy stats.
Well, yeah, but. I mean, it's just not fair, man. It's not competitive. I don't know. And who else was affected by this COVID stuff? You had the Broncos.
Well, all the NFL teams, but college basketball started this week, and a lot of those games were moved or canceled due to schools having COVID issues, and that's going to be. You're talking something else is just going to be a crazy thing as college basketball. Because it's going to go through the same thing because teams travel. I don't know what you can do. Like I said, we talked about the Wisconsin, Minnesota game being canceled over COVID, and that was 113 years. So it's not trying to go to college. I'm just saying there's COVID in general. It's like that everywhere. When you have teams traveling and not in the same place, we're going to have issues.
Yeah,
we're going to have issues. Whether it's like I said, the Ravens, it was like one person who went out and decided, I'm going to be okay, and I'm not going to say anything. To the Saints just not wearing masks and losing a draft pick. It's just, it's just certain things that happen. So, but yeah, no. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we've chose to handle COVID in this country as we've just chosen. We're just going to do our thing, and with sports. Like I said, there's no way to contain this virus the way we're handling this. There's just unless you do what the NBA did and place everybody in a bubble, which is asking too much of people, especially college students. You can't put them in a bubble. It's just too much, and there's no way to contain this. So knowing this, you should have come up with better contingency plans. There should have been better contingency plans in place, especially from the NFL. Plus, now, the NFL plays in the dead of fall, in the start of winter, where this thing is expected to get even worse. This isn't the worst we're going to see this thing, Hurt.
No, not at all. Excuse me.
There's going to be another team. Might not be as bad as the Ravens, but this thing is going to keep happening throughout the rest of the season. Now, luckily, we're in week 12, so there's only 5 weeks left. So hopefully the NFL can get by, but they're going to have to. Yeah, you just don't know, but they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something.
Like Ohio State getting the game canceled, and there's supposed to be an aggregate number of games that you're supposed to have in the Big Ten, and they may not reach it to get to the championship game. Things have to be changed this year. Things have to be done in a different light. Like, people can't be pragmatic on what they're doing or how they're handling things. Just in society,
right?
All these things. I know people were still out on Black Friday. I was one of those people that never went out on Black Friday, but I know people were still going out. I'm not going out there. There's just too much going on. Again, all these spikes everywhere. I still believe people aren't taking it seriously until something happens to someone that everybody knows.
Exactly.
But why do we have to get to that point? Exactly. I mean, it's just one of those things. I think people are just angry at the fact that this is like, they're kind of angry at sports instead of being angry at people not protecting other people.
Yeah. Just real quick, since we are talking about COVID, I don't want to digress too much, but it's kind of frustrating where, we've been warned pretty much, hey, this holiday, it could get pretty dangerous. But of course, we had a record number of travelers and all that stuff. And I get it. It's tough. People
I didn't know that. So there's a lot of people still went out on the road.
Yeah, real quick. Just got an alert. NFL intends for the Ravens Steelers game to be played Tuesday after Ravens had 0 new COVID tests on Saturday.
All right.
So it looks like that game. This is according to Adam Schefter. So yeah, it looks like the Ravens will be playing. Oh, and okay. Talking about bubbles, remember I was just saying what's the NFL going to do?
Mm-hmm.
There is talk about a playoff bubbles.
Yeah, they can't do that now, but a playoff bubble makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, but anyway, I just, like you said, people aren't taking this thing seriously. We had a record number of people traveling over the holidays, and like I said, I get it. People are fatigued. People want to see their loved ones. I get it. But
look at San Francisco. Did you hear about that?
No. What happened?
So their county, Santa Clara County, has issued a COVID-19 ban on any contact sports taking place in a county. So for at least 3 weeks. So for the next 3 weeks, San Francisco has to find a new place to play.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I mean the 49ers, yeah.
Dang. So where do
the ban and other related guidelines, including a 14-day quarantine for anyone traveling to the county from more than 150 miles away, are set to begin on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have 2 home games scheduled within a 3-week window against Buffalo and the Washington football team.
Well, they could easily solve that problem by playing in those home stadiums.
On the other teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, or, any other stadium that's around if they can get there. That's just not in that county. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could play at LA if they want. They could. Yeah.
Well, yeah, LA lets them, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they
get Blue Jays treatment.
Santa Clara. Say again?
They're getting the Blue Jays treatment.
Or you getting the Raptors treatment.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Raptors. Don't forget that.
Canada is not playing, man. Yeah. Canada is not playing. So, but man, you know what? I don't want to, like I said, stray too far. I just want to urge people, please be safe. Please use wise judgment with this. For me personally, this thing is really starting to hit home. And y'all just take this thing seriously, please.
Yeah, and also on a note I forgot at the beginning of the show is that to thoughts and prayers go to the Dallas Cowboys family who lost their strength and conditioning coach on Wednesday. He had a medical emergency on Tuesday, was rushed to the hospital, and he passed away Wednesday before the game.
Oh man.
Thursday, yeah. So just thoughts and prayers to them and of course his family. And everybody here from the NYMD podcast, because this is especially this time, any time of year you lose somebody, period. But have it to happen so suddenly. And I actually thought when that happened, I thought they might have. I know it's a tradition, so I know they weren't going to postpone the game, but I really just thought something was going to happen because a lot of players were around when he had his medical emergency. So, but they still kept on with the game. But yeah, it's just a type of year. So let's get out of that. Let's do our week since we're on football, NFL. Let's talk about our week 11 review.
Oh yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about that because I was on fire last week. I was on fire. So let's talk about our last week.
Fire. So fire. All right. Yeah, you definitely you're still losing, but you definitely closed the gap.
Yeah, I picked.
You had a 10-win day.
Yeah, but I'm really. But here's but there's a couple of caveats with this, right? I remember how I told you I really wanted to pick. The Dolphins. I mean the Broncos instead of the Dolphins, and I even gave a warning to our good buddy Dan. That this game was going to be a lot close, but I started to pick them, but I was like, nah, they'll win. It'll be close. Yeah, well, Tua, good Lord, man, he got benched. By the way, you talk about a Bush League move, man. I'm all for Brian Flores. I've been impressed with him since he took over Dolphins coach. But dude, benching Tua last week was whack. That you do not do that, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I would use the term Bush League for that, but I'm not saying and Tua who happens now to miss this week because he is injured.
Yeah.
But you have to let the man finish the game.
I know
you want to win, and I know he was struggling, but you don't know what he's made of, and you made this change. You made this change during the middle of the season. So if you made it to Tua and you feel like, well, we got to see what he's made of, and right now we feel like he's going to be the guy going forward. If he's struggling in a game, he's got to get through that. You have to leave him in there.
He's your guy.
He's your number one pick. He's won the last couple of games.
Right. And the thing is, Hurt, like, okay, even if he was ineffective, and he wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad. He did get sacked a lot. He was holding on to the ball too long. Yeah, but it wasn't like he was turning over the ball and stuff. Thing, and even the game was so close. You know what? That last drive, he could have sparked the team. He could have put something together. You never know, but you got to let him go through those growing pains.
He could have showed you something where you're like, yeah, this is definitely our guy.
Right.
He played that game. You have to ride it through.
Yeah, that was weak. I'm sorry.
Unless it was something where it's a Patriots thing where he was actually maybe said, hey, I am hurting, and we don't know because again, he is missing this week.
But
I'm just saying
that's not the explanation. Brian Flores said he was benched for his ineffectiveness.
Oh, well, yeah. So I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
this is your guy. You're gonna win or lose with him.
Yeah.
You don't sit here and have your a pitcher. Well, then again, this is what happens during the World Series, I guess. So all these people making stupid moves, but I was even angrier. Yeah. And it happened. All these people in Florida. So I don't know. Maybe it's just Florida.
Yeah, but taking a starting pitcher out of the game and removing the quarterback, that's apple and oranges. That's not you can't compare those two.
No, well, they both shouldn't have been taken out of the game.
Yeah, but a starting pitcher is expected to come out of the game at some point, whereas your starting quarterback is expected.
Not after giving up only 2 hits and striking out that many people.
No, but my point is a starting pitcher at some point during the game, unless he's just lighting it up. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you watch a baseball game, the expectation isn't that this pitcher's going.
No, I get what you're saying from that standpoint. My standpoint is, in the situations that they were taken out at, they should not have been taken out.
Okay, all right.
I'm saying, yes, of course, a starting pitcher, especially nowadays, as we know, in baseball, will be taken out in the second inning if they feel like it to preserve his arm.
Yeah,
with the bullpen, it's a whole different era that we're in now than what we grew up in.
Yeah,
but in those situations, Tua struggling. Another guy gave up his, second hit of the game late in the game. You don't take him out. Tua has to go through that growing pain of, can he maybe get through this and come out and win the game for you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just didn't agree with that. So let's go back to your week 11.
Yeah, so in the worst news of the week, and I picked Cincinnati. I still think Cincinnati would have won this game if my boy didn't get hurt. But, man, this hurt. Yo, I don't know why this affected me so much, man. But Joe Burrow getting hurt, man. Like, he's in my division. I know he's going to be great. But I didn't want to see this happen to this kid, man. But it hurt me because I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
It also pissed me off, and I think we talked about this earlier, because just watching him all season, he's been getting destroyed. He's been getting beat up all season, and I have to put some of the blame on, and I hate doing this, but I had to put some of the blame on Cincinnati coaches, man, because I feel like they were not setting this guy up to be fully protected. I've seen too many games where this dude, there's no max protection, knowing that your offensive line sucks. There's a lot of empty sets, no running backs in the back. Like, dude, and I get it because they felt confident in his abilities and he's real advanced where he's at. But dude, this is your number one pick. This guy, you could tell this guy's got it. He's going to be good.
Yeah,
and you're not doing things to help protect him. And this guy's been getting beat up every they play. You've seen it. You see how Chase Young, before he got hurt,
he ran out of the pocket on that one and was trying to get into the end zone.
Yeah, but my point is,
he was taking those hits in the pocket during the year.
Yeah, he's been beat up so many times. He's taken so many hits. It's funny. Everybody's talking about, Lamar's going to get hurt. He takes hits. No, this dude was taking hit after hit this season. And I'm not just talking about sacks. I'm talking about QB sacks. You can look it up. He's been destroyed. And
I heard an interview with Carson Palmer. Yeah, because he was, of course, he was the Bengals quarterback, probably the last great Bengals quarterback. Mm-hmm. And, he had his knee injury. But he said, it sounds weird. This may be a blessing in disguise for Joe Burrow because, like you were saying, he's got beat up all year. This gives the rest of his body a chance to heal. I was like, I never even looked at it like that. I'm not saying that you want – he's like not saying that you want it to happen this way because you don't. But it's just he was getting beat up all season, and this gives him a chance now for everything else to come together and heal. So he'll be back, sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And, probably healthier.
Yeah.
And maybe now, like you said, they could draft offensive line help. They can do something because they're still gonna have a low draft pick anyway, unless they traded it away or something. I don't know about their draft situation, but they definitely address that offensive line.
Yeah. Because look, this guy's in my division, but I wish you would speak.
Nobody wants to. It's like Dak. Nobody wants to see that happen.
Nah. But I actually like this guy. Like whereas Baker, I don't like. You know what I mean? I actually like this guy, and I really want him to do well. You know what I mean? And he was doing really good. Oh boy,
it was him. It was him smoking that cigar after the national championship. That he like, that's my dude right there. That's all it was. Because he was just so cool, yo. Just after winning the national championship, sitting back, having that stogie, just chilling like that. I was like, you know what? Good for him. I mean, fortunately, LSU, after losing all those 14 starters off that team, they're utter garbage this year. but it is what it is.
I just got another alert.
Oh, good gravy.
Ravens.
Breaking news.
Yeah, from courtesy of Josina Anderson. I'm told again this morning, Ravens were informed of 2 new positives from Saturday. My understanding is one of these results was shared earlier in the day. The other one came much later, per league source. Both are starters. Ravens have been away from the building since Tuesday. So this kind of, let me see. Adam Schefter said as of this morning, wait a minute, there were no new positives. He says there were no new positives on Saturday.
That's what I thought you just said. So you're saying Josina saying there was 2 on Saturday?
Yeah. So I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't even know.
That's how I feel about everything right now. I have no idea what's going on.
So anyway, sorry to interrupt you, but all right. So what are some other games?
Yeah, that one was bad.
Oh, here's a shocker. Carolina Panthers.
I knew you could go to that one next.
20 Detroit Lions donut.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things, I guess.
Yeah. I called it against New England and Houston.
Yeah. But I think one of the things that shocked me last week was Minnesota losing to Dallas. Yeah, now, it was a close game, but Minnesota beat Green Bay earlier this season, and to be at home and lose to Dallas, who, by the way, got destroyed on Thursday, literally destroyed. Like they should have stayed home and eaten turkey that day. They got destroyed. Yeah, destroyed.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson.
Like the start of week 12. We'll get into that. But to lose at home to that, I was like, what? Andy Dalton's back, but to lose at home and and that team, and they remember they started off the season terribly, and they started gaining momentum, and that was just, to me, that was just a bad loss. I was kind of shocked by that. Yeah, them losing that game.
You know what? Another game I called. Your boys, the Colts, man. Beating Indianapolis. I called that one too.
Well, the Colts
Green Bay. The great Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good game. Aaron. They both had good games. A-Rod and the Colts. You called that when it went into overtime, but you didn't call the fact that the wide receiver fumbled freaking overtime. That didn't help either.
Yeah, I also didn't call the fact that the refs were going to call 9 holding penalties in the last 2 minutes.
Oh, my God. That was insane.
Good Lord, man.
Can you not be involved in the game?
Now, was that the game with the first all-black coaching staff?
You mean all-black referees?
Yeah.
That was the Monday night game.
Oh, okay.
That was the Monday night game. That was the Rams in Tampa Bay.
Okay. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first time in history. I was watching that game because I'm picking my Rams, as I call them, to win that game, and which they did. And man, it was just cool seeing it. It was just cool seeing it the first time in NFL history. So congrats, to them. And I love seeing that. I really love seeing something like that happen. I love seeing history. Period. Yeah. So good history, not bad.
Right.
Yeah.
And as it wasn't a shock to me, but the Ravens lost. They actually should have won this game. I mean, they had a double-digit lead, but and they contained Derrick Henry pretty well until the fourth quarter. I mean, I don't know what happened with the Ravens. I feel like they played I don't know what happened. Especially the fourth quarter and overtime, man. They look like a team with no heart, and the Ravens pride themselves with playing with the Raven and playing until that last second is gone. But man, that third quarter, that's that fourth quarter and overtime, man, didn't look good.
Yeah, it was ugly. But speaking of coming back in the fourth quarter and showing heart, KC came back to beat the Raiders this week, but man, they struggled again. The Raiders kind of had their number, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a good divisional rivalry, but yeah, they struggle against the Raiders, whatever it is. But of course, future Hall of Famer Pat Mahomes, took him down the field, got that TD.
Yo, but how was Kelsey so wide open, man?
He was guarded literally by the people in the stands because there's no one that was around him. Like, I don't know if they practiced social distancing on that play, but literally there was no one within 6 feet of that dude.
Man, that was ridiculous.
End zone, the middle of the end zone.
I
was happy because there's fantasy points for me, but still, that dude was just sitting there like, hey, I just caught the ball.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a good week. All right, let's go on to this week.
Oh, real quick, one other thing we got to talk about: the quarterbacking debut of Taysom Hill. What'd you think?
Oh yeah. Well, it was a shock because I honestly thought they were going to go with Jameis. And then they said Taysom was going to be the starting quarterback, which makes sense because Drew Brees is not going to be there forever. And him and his 95 cracked ribs. And that dude, and again, reason 9,415 of why I never played football. Yeah, he was okay, but he did a lot of running. I think he was struggling at first. The thing that makes me happy is that he seems to really like Michael Thomas, which has taken all season for that dude to wake up, man. So I like it, but hey, it was a good game. Who did they play?
They played the Falcons.
Okay, so it was definitely an easy team for him to go up against. So they didn't have to struggle with that, but it was, hey, it was good. We'll see how it progresses because he's going to be a quarterback, coming up for these next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, but good for him. Undrafted out of BYU. All right. So we already had 2 games that occurred, this week. The Texans at the Lions. I'm sure we both picked the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a chance to input it, but I would have picked Houston. So
okay. Well, it said you already had a point this week.
Yeah, that's because I picked Washington beating the Cowboys.
Okay. Well, I picked Dallas winning because I thought everything that happened to them this week, losing their strength coach, I thought they would come together and kind of rally, which that did not happen at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I guess I was playing on that, but yeah, they got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which again, Stephen and I are very happy about. All right. So let's start out with the Las Vegas Raiders on the road against the Falcons. Who you got?
Falcons suck. I'm going with the Raiders.
Yeah, and then plus Julio Jones thing has a hamstring issue.
Shocker.
Yeah, so I'm picking the Raiders anyway. It doesn't matter. The Los Angeles Chargers coming off their win against the Jets go on the road and face the Buffalo Bills. Who you got?
Come on, Chargers. Not today.
All right. Yeah, I definitely got the Bills too. The New York Football Giants are on the road now facing, I forgot who's going to be quarterbacking the team, but the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants. And if they win this game, they will catapult over Washington at 4-7 for the lead in the NFC East.
Wow.
Cleveland Browns on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Browns, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is a good game that we had just a couple weeks ago. Indianapolis Colts at home against the Tennessee Titans. Who you got?
Taking the Colts.
I'm taking the Colts as well. Dolphins with your boy Fitzmagic starting on the road at the New York Jets. Who you got?
Is Joe Flacco starting today?
No, Sam Darnold's back.
All right, I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins as well. But it's funny you said that as if that was going to change your mind.
No, I just tried to,
Yeah. Minnesota Vikings at home to the Carolina Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers.
I mean, I don't know who's quarterbacking. PJ Daniels did pretty well last week. I don't know what happened to the Vikings losing at home to Dallas, but I'm going to pick the Vikings to rebound this week. So I got Minnesota.
Okay.
Arizona Cardinals flying all the way to the East Coast to play the New England Patriots, who, for the first time in a long time, are at 4-6. Who you got?
Taking Zona.
All right, Zona. I got New England. I don't know why I keep picking New England, but I'm picking New England.
Why do you have so much faith in New England? By the way, they're terrible.
I don't have faith in them. I'm just rooting for Cam. I feel like, and we can get into this another time, but I just feel like this is his chance to get back in the league for next year. Dude, and it's not doing well.
You know, he only has like 2 passing touchdowns this year.
Yeah, it's not pretty. I'm not saying it is, but again, he's a quarterback that came in. We don't know how injured he was. He got picked up, and he had COVID.
Yeah.
So it's again, again, Lamar has. So we'll see how, as we all know in real life, in real life, these things affect people differently. Some people are okay, some people aren't. Some people are in between.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm just rooting for him because I feel like this just could be his last season in the NFL. So I'm just rooting for him. Even though we all know Arizona has a better team still. And the Saints traveling to the quarterback-less Denver Broncos.
I mean, are they really playing a game today?
Dude, they're playing a game. They have enough people to play. They're just missing John Elway's spot. So, I mean, John actually had COVID, so I'll say we can put him out there. But I think he's recovered now. But literally, this is like Jake Plummer. Who we got? Brian Greasy. You know those years where they just had everybody at quarterback. We just need one of them, or run the option.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean the Saints are winning this game. It didn't matter what quarterback was playing anyway; they were still going to win this game. So,
LA Rams at home to the soon-to-be homeless 49ers.
I'm taking the Rams.
Taking the Rams. Chiefs on the road. Oh, this is a good game too here.
Yeah.
Chiefs on the road, taking on Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Next.
Oh, so you're taking Tampa?
Come on.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Green Bay at home, Sunday Night Football against the fighting Mitch Trubisky's, who's going to be starting again. Chicago Bears. Who you got?
I was really close to taking the Bears, but Green Bay should be able to pull this one out. But I think this is going to be another close game.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers kind of owns the Bears. It's going to be the Green Bay Packers. Seattle Seahawks on the road facing the now second place 3-6-1 Eagles.
Can we?
That's awesome.
Well, first of all, I'm picking Seattle, but what happened to Carson Wentz, show?
Well, I heard also as reports that Jalen Hurts was taking some first team snaps.
He should, because I don't know what
ever since he got hurt against the Rams, and that dude was having a literal
MVP season.
Lockdown MVP season, and he tore his ACL. He has not been the same since. Literally not. Now, again, I know their receivers have been utter trash there because through the injuries and everything, but somehow he still willed that team last year to a playoff spot.
Yeah, his decision making is really questionable, though. Hurt.
Yeah, he's not looking good at all.
Yeah, it's not just lack of talent. Something else is going on with him.
So I'm not even sure. It just could be living in Philly, which that could probably do it to anybody.
Yeah. Wow.
And Tuesday night football, we have Pittsburgh at home to whoever shows up in purple. like literally, like I don't even know if you're going to have a team for that game. It's just COVID stuff. It gets crazier by the day, man. It's crazier by the day.
Well, the thing is, we weren't going to win this game even with our starters, so we definitely ain't going to win it now with team showing up. So
we both got Pittsburgh on that, right?
Yeah.
Man, this is crazy. All right, so top 5, bottom 5. Since it was Thanksgiving weekend, we want to start out with some positive stuff. This has been a COVID heavy, segment or a show or shows, I should say, honestly. Let's go with let's start with the top 5. I want to give people something happy, something to chew on, some good turkey. You know what I mean? So what you got for your top 5, homie?
All right, man. So top 5. Let's see. We have some new entrants into this one. The Bills are back, Hurt. They are back.
The Bills are back. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Go ahead.
That's right. And they're 7-3 right now, or they're 8-2.
They're 7-3.
7-3. Yeah, They have a great season. Josh Allen's playing a lot better. Yeah, the Bills are they should take this division. They should, but we'll see. But anyway, Bills coming in number 5. Your team, the LA Rams, coming in number 4. Hurt. Yeah, man, they're rolling. They just beat Tampa. Their defense is pretty good, man, and yeah, they're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. So we got them at number 4, coming in at number 3. Even without Drew Brees, man, the Saints just keep on rolling. They're 8-2 right now. Taysom Hill played well against the Hawks. They are the 3rd best team in the league. Coming in at number 2, the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. Really don't think they've played their schedules. I don't think they're that good. They win games by the skin of their teeth. Their schedule hasn't been all that competitive. But hey, you're undefeated, and that's all that counts, especially in the age of COVID and all this other stuff. Hey, man, if you can go undefeated, hey, more power to you. They're going to stay undefeated this week. And after that, I think they have a clear shot for 16-0. So they're the number 2 team in the league, but they're not the best team in the league. And I've been saying it since about week 4. The Chiefs, man, they're the stuff, man. They're the team. I mean, they're the team you got to beat. Even the Raiders thought they had them beat. Nope. Pat Mahomes.
As
long as you got that dude, man, it's a wrap.
That's all you need to get by.
Exactly.
Right, so I'm gonna start off with the bad part. This is the cranberry sauce of the dinner. Because
I like cranberry sauce, dude. That's the best part.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Best part.
It's the best part of Thanksgiving, dude.
No, it's not.
I'm sure it is.
No. You said you're sure it is? Or you said
Absolutely. Sure? Absolutely. Thanksgiving is not complete without cranberry sauce.
No, it's complete without it anywhere not being seen. You can watch it on TV, but cranberry sauce is not allowed at my dinner.
No, so, see, like sauerkraut is the worst part of things.
Oh God, that's not. Oh God, but I heard people are making that now, though. That's like a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just. This is the sauerkraut cranberry version of the bottom 5 for me. Okay. So of course, leading the bottom of the pile, it's got to have the Jets. Let's just.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just call it Jets. 1-2 Jets Jags. Just Jets Jags until the end of the season, probably 1-2. Falcons. Falcons number 3. Man, I don't know what's going on with that whole organization. Maybe Matty Ice got to go. Everybody got to go. That whole organization needs to change.
You know what? Real quick, you bring up a good point, Hurt. I think you're onto something. I think Atlanta might just have to start from scratch.
I think I have to.
I think you're right, and you're right, and I'm talking about Matty Ice and Julio Jones too. Just start from scratch.
You have to. New coach. Well, I mean, I know they fired the coach already, and I know Raheem Morris has taken over as the intern, but just do. You got to do over. You have to hit reset on that team. You got to hit reset.
Yeah.
Of course, number 4, your favorite team, Detroit Lions.
Wait up, is this their first time in the bottom 5?
They were in here once before.
Oh, all right.
But they have returned because when you lose like that twice in 1 week, when you get shut out on Sunday, get embarrassed on Thursday,
Coach fired on Saturday, GM fired on Saturday.
This is what I'm going to do this for you, even though it's me. Matt Patricia, you going to lose your job. Your job. Number 5, there's no way you play like that at home. It's a rivalry game. I usually put the whole division here, but it's just going to be Dallas this week.
Yeah,
they're literally in last place at 3-8. Now again, they're only a game out of first place, but still, that team. Zeke has the Tiki Barbers. That dude's been fumbling every week.
What's going on with him? Normally he's pretty reliable, yo. Where is he coming from?
Well, I mean, I guess reliable. Again, I'm very biased with this team. It's hard for me to sit there and see any positives. But there's no reason why all of a sudden he's get these yips where he's Steve Sachs at second base.
Yeah, it's
first, or Chuck Knobloch or something. I don't know what's going on. That dude can't hold on to the football. which again I'm okay with. But you get paid all this money now, you got to come through, man. You got to come through, and that team they get 41-16. That's the most points Washington has ever put on Dallas, I think, in the history of the series. And not only that, it's only their second win on Thursdays playing Dallas, which also made me pick Dallas because Washington's 8-1. Oh, I'm sorry, 1-8. And I've seen both of those wins, I guess, that they've had in the series on Thursdays. So so Dallas is my number 5 too, man, and they deserve to be there.
Okay.
All right, let's go to some icons. Icons living.
Yeah.
We're going to the speaking of the Lions, the NFC North, your favorite team. I know Matt Stafford has to be your choice for iconic line. So we have the Lions, Bears, Packers, and Vikings this week. So we'll start off with the Lions. Why not? Let's start out with the Lions. I kind of think I know where you're headed. I think you know where I'm headed.
So,
go ahead, the man's name.
All right, before I even say the man's name, how many of these do you think we're going to agree on this week?
I think we're going to agree on 2 at least.
Yeah.
At least 2.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, at least 2.
All right. Well, this one is, we agree on this one. It's better.
1,000%.
I mean, come on.
1,000%.
It's
got to be Eric Kramer.
You said what?
Scott Mitchell, Eric Kramer?
Oh, yeah.
No?
The Water Buffalo.
Is it Wayne Fonts?
Hey, you know what? He went. It's all these years later. You know what? He really wasn't that bad.
No, he's probably the second best after Jim Caldwell.
It's crazy. Yeah, man.
All right, go ahead. Say the man's name.
Yeah, Barry Sanders, man.
Circle button. That man was a human circle button.
Yeah.
To me, the greatest running back I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up watching Jim Brown. I know I grew up in the age of, the Emmitt Smiths and stuff, but I know that dude didn't have an offensive line that Emmitt had. And Barry was he was the reason to watch the Lions on Thanksgiving Day, man.
Yeah.
You watched it.
Yeah.
He's so good. That dude was so good.
Oh, man.
The thing, and in college, he was on the bench behind Thurman Thomas at Oklahoma State.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, dude. It was and not to mention Thurman Thomas, of course, is great, great running back in his own right. So you can understand that, but man, dude, that was Barry Sanders was just that human circle button. Just sit there, he'll spin. I don't even remember him getting tackled for a loss. Like I swear I've never seen it. But that dude was great, man. So yeah, shout out to Barry Sanders, our Lions icon, who finished a little bit ahead of Megatron. I think our Megatron would have been probably at least in the top 3 or 4 for that franchise.
You know which, not to get off track, Megatron is nominated for Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. There's Peyton too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not – I might be in a minority with this one. I don't think Calvin Johnson's a Hall of Famer, yeah. He's
a Hall of Famer. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's not getting in this year. He's not. I mean, all these people who got in, who I'm like, they got in, but Megatron was his name's Megatron.
I know, but
he's gonna get in, but I don't think he's gonna get in first ballot.
All right, well, we can talk. That's a discussion for another day. All right, let's do the Vikings.
Okay.
Who do you get?
This is the one
we're not going to agree on this.
This was tough. This was the toughest one for me. Because I'm trying to think of who in Viking history was it. Fran Tarkington. I mean, Chris Dolman. Randall. John Randall, who's known for barking at people. But I had to go with one of the best in the game ever at his position. I had to go with Randy Moss.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there.
I honestly couldn't think. I know I didn't give myself enough time this morning. I just kept trying to think, who could it be? Adrian Peterson. I was going through names. when Randy got there and Chris Carter, and they had that whether it was Randall Cunningham or Culpepper, whoever, they were so much fun to watch. And Randy mossed everybody. Coming in and out, and back in the day, that's when you used to play Madden. Randy Moss was that guy. So I say Randy Moss. Who you
got? You just mentioned him, Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
I just feel like it was close between Randy Moss and Adrian Peterson. Fran Tarkenton, even though I believe he's a Hall of Famer, I don't know if he's – I don't know. I'm not a Minnesota Vikings fan. I don't know if he's iconic.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Adrian Peterson, to me, he is – dude, if you could build a running back, like, he's it. Big, strong, fast, quick, shifty. Like, he's it. And,
all day.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's nothing that dude can do. That dude tore his ACL, came back, ran for 2,000 yards, won an MVP.
And is still playing.
Yeah, for Detroit. Yeah, so yeah. He's just one of the best I've ever seen. And we're talking about Barry. Adrian does it a little bit different way and different style, but that dude was awesome, man.
Yeah, well, he'll run you over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I compared those two, AP and Randy, I was just thinking who is the greater player out of the two. So that's why I just went with Randy. In that contest, because I think Randy was transitional type receiver. That dude, I mean, he was just always effective, and I was just always a Randy Moss fan.
What kind of knocks down Randy Moss for me too?
Him mooning people at
no, not that, but he played for multiple teams as well.
Well, so did Adrian.
Yeah, but Adrian Peterson, he's just running out the, you know what I mean? Like, these are like his last couple years, and he's just trying to hang on just to grab stuff. But I mean, in the prime of his career, you know what I'm saying? Randy Moss played for the Raiders for a couple of years and for the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he was still effective.
Yeah, in the prime of his career. I mean, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, Randy Moss is so iconic. I mean, you can't go wrong with either answer, really.
Yeah, he's Randy Moss. All right. Let's go to the Bears. So I feel like this is the other one we're going to agree on.
Yeah, this was tough. I mean, the Bears have a lot of Hall of Famers and stuff on their team.
First of all, George Halas. Just their name. I mean, you got Dick Butkus and Mike Singletary and Dika and everyone who played Urlacher.
Yeah.
And they made that middle linebacker iconic. You got of course the Super Bowl Shuffle team. You got what's that dude's name? William Frederick, Jim McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a whole bunch, but to me, and for you, this would be, I'm thinking, the third straight running back pick. This would be my second, unless we're thinking different people. But to me, it's got to be Walter Payton.
Yeah, as you can tell, my list is very running back heavy.
Yeah.
But when I think of the Bears, I think of sweetness, man.
You have to. You have to, dude. Even though, again, I'm still mad he didn't score in the Super Bowl. Refrigerator did, but that dude, I remember that last game he played. It was a playoff game. It was Chicago against Washington, and Washington won. I remember my mom; she loved Walter Payton. I remember she cried. I was like, man, I felt bad. We just eliminated Walter Payton out of his last game, and he was just fun to watch. That dude was a tough dude. Went to HBCU. I believe Jackson State. That dude was and he was so iconic. He was Chicago.
Yeah,
he was Chicago. So that there's again, unless it's Mike Ditka, would be the only other guy that could match, because not only did Ditka play, but he coached and took him to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl with them.
Yeah.
So that would only be the other guy. But to me, it's Walter Payton. Or Gale Sayers too. I forgot about Gale Sayers. They have so many people.
Yeah.
They had so many people because they've been around for so long. But Walter Payton.
Yeah.
All right, let's leave, as I like call it, the best for last. The Packers, who the only team in the NFL allowed to celebrate their other championships pre-Super Bowl. No one else is, it seems like.
Right. Nobody won anything before.
No one else is allowed to own any other championships other than Super Bowls except for the Packers. They're known as Title Town. Go ahead.
Well, I want you to go first because I'm really curious to see where you're going to go here. I think I know where you're going here, but I'm just...
Yeah, so this is the other one, since we agreed on two, that we may differ on this one. This is hard because how much I love somebody. But I don't even think he's the most iconic quarterback for that team, even though I love him so much. But in order for him to reach the heights that he could be, he'd have to win more than one Super Bowl. And he's currently at one and only been to one. If he had a couple, if he had three or something, then I'd definitely put him here. But I'm going to have to go with the guy whose name is on the freaking trophy when you win the Super Bowl. I got to go with Vince Lombardi.
Wow.
I got to go with Vince Lombardi.
I totally thought this was going to go in a different direction.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I thought...
Antonio Freeman?
Say what?
Antonio Freeman? Donald Driver? Like what? Where was it? Ahmed Green?
Oh my gosh. Dorothy Levens. No, we actually agree on this one. To me, he epitomizes an icon. He's an icon. Like you said, the trophy is named after him. Vince Lombardi.
Freaking Vince freaking Lombardi.
Is yeah.
It's Vince Lombardi. Like not only is he an icon, he's just a football icon. Some people surpass their team and emerge as a Mount Rushmore type guy, and he is. Like football's Mount Rushmore will have Vince Lombardi's face on. Period.
If you had to put a player, who would you put?
Well, if I had to put a player, see that's a good question. I honestly would probably go to one of the older Packers. Who is it? Paul Hornung? I can't even remember his name.
Paul Hornung was on the Packers. You had Lambeau. I think Gary.
Yeah, who's the stadium's named after. Yeah. And the Leap, right? The Lambeau Leap.
Yeah.
But he played. I thought he was like an owner, Curly Lambeau.
I believe he was a player. I could be wrong. Let me see. I'll check.
If I had to pick a player for them, Reggie White was huge.
Yeah.
For them. Even though I know he's an Eagle, but when he came there in free agency, he changed that whole dynamic of that whole organization.
Absolutely.
He
wouldn't be my player though.
Yeah. I don't like the other guy, so I'm not going to say his name. So I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't care. I'm going to say RELAX. Relax. Aaron damn freaking Rodgers. I don't care. It's not Brett Favre.
Earl Lambeau. He was actually the coach and founder of the Packers.
Okay. Oh, his name was Earl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He co-founded the Packers in 1919, served as the team's head coach through the 1949 season, won 6 NFL championships. Oh, so they do have championships for Super Bowl.
They do.
Oh, okay.
No one else does. If they did, Detroit wouldn't have 0 championships.
Right.
Literally, well, they've never been to a Super Bowl. But they do have NFL championships. Yeah, well, they don't matter. Well, they do in Green Bay.
Yeah, Title Town, as they call it, right?
It's so crazy. It's like, well, how many Super Bowls do your team has? Oh, we have 3, but we have 2 NFL championships as well, so we have 5. No, you only have 3 Super Bowls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got like 11.
Yeah.
Look, how do you have 11? But yeah, it's funny. But who's your player?
By far is Bart Starr. He's the iconic guy. Won 5 championships.
He's the quarterback. That's why I couldn't remember his name. That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, won 5 championships with the Packers. If I had to pick a player, it would have been him.
Yeah, definitely. That's the perfect. But that is the correct choice as well. I believe. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good job. Good job.
All right. Well, before we leave, I want to touch on 3 things.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know we were leaving, so that's good. But that's,
Huh?
You mean leaving out of football or just like the show?
Yeah, before we leave the show, because
yeah, I didn't know we were on our way out, but okay.
No. I'm just saying before we go. We're not on our way out, but we still have.
I was like, oh, my bad.
No. No, but we still have two. We had two sports things that happened this week, outside of football and outside the major sports. We had two exhibitions. And I'm just
before we get into that, let me finish the whole in sports thing.
Oh, what's up?
So this weekend in college football, due to injuries and COVID issues and all that good stuff, or bad stuff, not good stuff. You know what I mean? Wait, I just went to ESPN, and this is going to interrupt my story, but it said Broncos bid to start coach at QB is nixed.
Who's that?
So they're expected to start an undrafted rookie from the practice squad.
Oh, okay.
But they wanted their quarterback coach. Their offensive quality control coach to be the starting QB, but they can't use him. Wow, this is crazy. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, this is all right. Let me go back to what I was saying. So this weekend, during the Vanderbilt game, even though they didn't score any points, they actually had Sarah Fuller kick off the game against Missouri. She's a goalkeeper for Vanderbilt's SEC championship soccer team, but she kicked off for Vanderbilt this past weekend, becoming the first woman in Division I to participate in a game.
Wow.
Now, if they did score any points, which they didn't, she would have handled the extra points or field goal attempts, but they were terrible. So I want to shout out to Vanderbilt and shout out to Sarah Fuller for just, all this news about women becoming GMs and just participating in sports in the way that they should be. And, head coaching candidates in different sports. And just shout out to just, women everywhere who can go out and do what they dream of doing. So even though it was just a kickoff, it was just something that's never happened before. So I love when history is made, and I love it when it's in a positive light. And that was cool. So go ahead with your exhibition. I just had to get that in.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. You got to let me know when Vanderbilt plays now, man. I want to watch her play.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully they score again. So
yeah.
She's only there at halftime and the kickoff at the beginning of the game. Oh. So, yeah, if she scores some points, that'd be even better. But, yeah.
All right.
Golf and boxing.
Yeah, so we had two exhibitions this week. We had the match 3, which we had Phil and Chuck versus Steph and Peyton.
Yep. Phil Mickelson and Charles Barkley against Peyton Manning and Stephen Curry.
Yeah. Did you watch any of it?
Not one bit. Why? Because I forgot.
I figured you would watch it. I didn't want to.
But it was on, what, Friday?
Honestly, I don't know when it was on.
I think it was on Friday, but I was working Friday, so I didn't watch anything Friday. Yeah. But I heard it was an upset.
Yeah, Chuck actually, I guess the hitch in his swing is gone, man.
I saw him practice, though, and I was waiting to see it, and he actually has a full follow through.
Yeah.
It's it wasn't one of those. It was just I was like, what? So he's been working hard on it, man. But good for him.
There was a couple funny things about it. I didn't watch it, but I did watch the highlights. So before the match, they were on the driving range shooting some balls around, and Peyton hands over a bag to Charles. He said, "This is from Tiger," and he couldn't be here, but he wanted to give you this, this bag of goodies. So he pulls out like some construction cones, to put in the area, while he's, where he's golfing. He gave him a bullhorn, in case, he got lost in the desert, chasing after his ball. He gave him some mace in case he encountered any bears while he got lost in the desert. It had me dying.
Peyton is hilarious.
Yeah.
Peyton's
Peyton's a pretty funny dude. I thought that was funny. That Phil had something special for Chuck as well. He had some golf balls with Shaquille O'Neal's face on it, so I thought that was pretty funny. And Shaq did call in, to give Chuck a hard time, but I thought that was pretty fun.
Those two are gonna be like best friends for life.
Yeah. If Tiger were in this, I would have watched, but I just didn't really have any. I didn't want to see Chuck play. I mean, he's the reason why I didn't watch, honestly.
Yeah, well, he Phil was the only professional in this one.
Yeah.
So it's maybe next time they could expand it. At least to have another professional, because I know Stephen plays a lot, so he is good.
Yeah, and Phil was even had some comments. He was like, Steph Curry is really good. Like he said, he could play golf. He said he could play golf on a professional level.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Unlike us.
Right. Oh, yeah. I could play on the professional level when it comes to mini golf. Yeah. But,
yeah. And it seems like I'm undefeated in my mini golf career. I guess I could be as well. One day I'll lose. I don't know when, but still undefeated in miniature golf. I'm kind of like Pittsburgh. That's right. It is in mini golf. But yeah, so let's get into this other part, which I didn't see. I didn't hear about the main event, this boxing match. I only heard about what happened before that boxing match.
Let's talk about what happened. But first of all, we're talking about Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones exhibition.
Yeah, Roy Jones Jr.
But talk about what happened before then.
So, as all of us do, except for you, because you never go online and check any social media. But for the rest of us, we go online and check social media. So I was just sitting there minding my business, and something went across Twitter about Nate Robinson. And I didn't remember what he was doing, why he's trending. Usually it's like, oh, is he okay? But it seemed like it was like a comment about like, man, I can't believe Nate Robinson is sleeping right now. I was like, Nate Robinson's sleeping right now. It's like, what are they talking about? So then, of course, I go to Twitter, and I forgot that he was boxing the YouTube sensation YouTuber Jake Paul guy, and who's been training to be a boxer, and who's done stupid stunts and stuff on YouTube, whatever. I never really watched anything he had, but he's fighting little Nate Robinson from New York Knicks, from NBA. Second round, Nate caught a right hand, and let's just say he became internet famous. That dude is on commercials now about mattresses and how well you can sleep. I mean, he was knocked out.
Dude, that was scary. Because I watched it before the first knockdown, and he got up.
Yep.
And I thought that's what everybody was talking about. And I was like, man, he got up, and I was like, my immediate reaction was, wow, I can't believe the refs are letting him continue to fight. Yeah, because he was down for a minute, then he kind of gets back up and gets himself together. But that second knockdown, it was lights out. It was Smokey commentating like Friday. He got knocked out, and he was, like you say, he was asleep. Dude, that was that.
Like I was saying earlier, his whole NBA career is done. No one's gonna remember he even played in the NBA anymore. They're just gonna remember that he got knocked out.
Yeah,
that's it. He got knocked out by some YouTube dude, and he's gonna forever be known for that.
Yeah,
like professional boxers, because they're professional, can go by, because that's just part of their craft, I guess. But dude, it's just I don't know. Again, it's just terrible. But let's talk about the main event, because I didn't watch any event. Mike Tyson, who we've seen training, right? Mike is what, 54 now, I believe?
54 years old.
54 years old, but he's been training. As we all know, Mike, if he's training or not, is just one scary individual, period. At least to me. If I name them human beings that I'm afraid of, number one on my list is Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Number two on my list is Mike Tyson. It's just Mike. I'm not afraid of people, I'm afraid of Mike. I swear, I'm like, I could be done. Like, I just feel like he's somebody that could just snap.
And dude, let me tell you, after watching this fight, even at 54 years old, I wouldn't want to mess with Mike Tyson, dude. First of all, I watched the whole thing. I didn't watch it live, but I did find a bootleg YouTube version of the fight. Yes, there can be bootleg on YouTube. No, I was surprisingly entertained. It was entertaining, and I think because it was 8 rounds, 2 minutes per round, so it was nice and quick. I was entertained by both fighters. First of all, Mike Tyson, dude, at 54 years old, he got a little quickness. He landed a lot of good punches, man. I credit Roy Jones for hanging in there, but it really wasn't. I think they said it was a draw. It wasn't no draw. Mike clearly won this.
Yeah, they said it was a draw.
And no, when you watch it, Mike clearly won. But I will give Roy credit for hanging in there. There was one round, I think round 4, man. You could tell this dude was exhausted. Mike surprisingly wasn't looking like he was losing any energy, but Roy did get landed a couple of good punches in there. But Mike, man, it was pretty entertaining. What really made it entertaining to me though was Snoop Dogg's commentary, man.
Oh, I heard he did commentary. Yeah,
he was hilarious. He had a line. He was like, "Man, this looked like 2 uncles fighting at the barbecue." He was like, "Go run, tell grandma they out fighting again." I was dying.
He was doing commentary on something else one year. I forgot what it was. But yeah, that dude, they love me. Stoops on whatever he does.
Yeah. First of all, I recommend you watch it because like I said, it's 8 rounds, but it's only 2 minutes. The fight goes by really fast. That's another thing. I don't like real long fights, but this fight,
you can't watch Floyd Mayweather fights at all.
Yeah. But no, it went by real fast. The commentary was great. Snoop was highly entertaining. So I thought it was good, man. I enjoyed it. And I didn't have to pay for it. Was able to watch it on YouTube this morning. So yeah. So
I mean, was it a pay-per-view or
it was on pay-per-view, but I wasn't paying for it, so I don't know where. I have no idea how you.
I don't need to be that entertained, honestly. Yeah. Like that's not something that I really need to.
No, I'm not. But I would recommend. Honestly, I would recommend you go back and try to find a version on YouTube. I thought it was entertaining.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, that's good. What else we get? I think we hit everything.
Yeah. Well, I told you there were 3 things I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah. My bad.
I just wanted to say real quick. Last week I was talking about some nostalgic TV that came out. We had the Fresh Prince reunion. We also had Animaniacs. Yeah. By the way, I'm kind of pissed off. I just signed up for freaking Hulu. You know what I'm saying? Last week. Come out with this freaking Black Friday deal, man. We can get it for like $2 a month.
I know. Well, I had the combo.
Oh, okay.
Disney, ESPN Plus, and Hulu.
Yeah.
So ESPN Plus to watch Arsenal, of course, for in their Europa League games. I think is it Europa League? I don't know. They're on there, but they have a ton of soccer on ESPN Plus. Hulu, Animaniacs, and they have other shows and stuff. And Disney Plus, because of course the Mandalorian.
Right.
So, which again you have not yet to watch.
Oh no, I have an update with you with the Mandalorian. So, but I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But anyway, I was pissed off because
I news button that.
So I was pissed off because I had just signed up for Hulu, and then a week later, the Black Friday deal. They said I couldn't go back and do it. They said I can't cancel and redo it. I'm like, dang. But anyway, so we had another nostalgic TV show come out this week, a reimagining, and I've already busted through it. But Saved by the Bell, the new version.
Oh yeah, on NBC, right?
Peacock. And I was highly entertained. I was very entertained. I liked how they redid it. I like how they incorporated the old cast. There were a few surprises in there, a lot of callbacks. So that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Yeah. It's funny that show when I was younger I loved, and as I gotten older, and I know we've discussed this probably. The whole Zach Morris is trash.
Yeah.
Breaking down and how horrible Zach actually was as a being. Like that changed my. I was like, man, Zach, that dude. Because at the end, it was like a good feel-good moment. Like it came around, but the stuff that he actually subjected his friends to.
Yeah, he really did some really messed up stuff.
You're like, that dude is a straight class A jerk, yo.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I saw just some of the previews that they did on TV, and one of them, which was funny, was one of the ones that you don't even think about that you used to do that you don't even do now, is when AC just turned the chair around.
Oh,
and it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know, but it's like that doesn't make sense. I'm thinking that didn't make sense. What the hell were we doing?
Yeah.
Why did we do that? I really understand. At that one part, I didn't see really the rest of it, but that one part it cracked me up. I was like, you know what? That's again something we did that we had no business doing because it didn't make sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I was a big.
How many episodes are there?
There are 10 episodes,
and you watched all 10.
Dude, I binged through it, man. Look, man, I had a lot of time off.
Okay.
Since Wednesday, so.
Oh, okay.
I was able to binge right through it. But yeah, I like how they incorporated the old characters. It's mainly focused on the new characters, but of course we see the old characters. But I just I'm not gonna spoil too much, but like speaking of Zach, he's now the governor of California, and the only reason why he ran because he was trying to get out of a parking ticket. So I thought that was pretty funny. But no, man, it
sounds like him.
And it's the cool thing about this show it kind of makes fun of the old show in a lot of different ways. It kind of takes digs at like some of the things they did, and so it's just cool, man. I really liked it, man. I was entertained by it, man. I thought it was cool.
All right, let's get to the important news.
Yes, so The Mandalorian, right? Finally checked that out, but I'm mad at you, yo, because you didn't tell me that Yoda has a last name.
What episode are you on?
I don't know, man, but on The Mandalorian, they revealed his last name. Season? Yeah, I watched every first season, and they revealed Yoda's last name, and I can't believe you didn't tell me.
Well, wait, hold on.
Leahy who?
Hold on. Thank you, man, for tuning in and winning the podcast. We're on Facebook, IG, Twitter. You can also download us. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're also here live, unfortunately, because this is going to be on forever. On YouTube, you can click and subscribe, except for on that joke. But seriously, though, did you actually watch the whole season?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was like, did you watch the episode? Still yet?
No. Let me tell you something. I've been telling that joke to my kids. They're getting so sick and tired of it. And I've been meaning to tell you, but I've been forgetting. So that was you set me up perfectly.
Yeah. So when you download podcasts and wherever you find podcasts, you will find NYMD podcasts. And that's all I'm going to say. We'll see you guys next week.
Stay safe.
Oh my God.